Close your eyes, palms together. Seek the blessing from the gurus and the gods. As you feel you are done, slowly open your eyes. I hope you can hear my voice clearly and see the screen as well.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay. We'll quickly start with our the daily planetary position. We already know the yearly grahas like Rahu in the Meena, Ketu in the Kanya, Guru is in the Mesh. Okay. Guru is in the Rishabha, Mangal, Seva is in the Mithuna, and the Shani is in the Kumbha. And the Chandra now is in the Tula Rasi. Then importantly, Surya is in the Simha Rasi itself, own house. Surya and the Buddhan in the same Simha Rasi. Shukran along with the Ketu in the Khanni Rasi. This is our daily planetary position. That is Pocharam. Pocharam for today. Pocharam means nothing but your daily planetary position. Okay. Let's quickly see about the Pancham. Pancham today 3 is the Panchami till the 7:58 p.m. and the Sashti. Mostly one Tithi will come, 2 Tithis. Nakshatra Swati till 3:31. And after that Vishaka. Yoga is the Indra. And after that Vaidriti. And Karna is the Bhava, Balava, followed by the Gaulava. Okay, importantly. If the peoples were having the Kaulava Karna, ask them to plant the trees, get the blessings from these peoples to plant the trees. Because these Kaulava Karna people had a strong energy from the air. Even if the plant is not in a good stage to grow, when they touch, their energy will bloom the plants. If you have anyone in your family or along with your friends, test this. The Gaulo Karna peoples, you can easily identify them because when they touch the plants, it will grow automatically because then their energy is highly in them. Okay, now Ravivara, weekday is Ravivara, Paksha is the Shukla Paksha. Okay, this is the steering time. Your time starts now. Stay this Kala Purusha chart for 30 seconds. Okay, your time starts now. Ten more seconds. Okay. Done. I hope you stay at the Kala Purusha chart as much as you can. Make it as a habit whenever you find them, take a look at this Kala Purusha chart. Okay. Let's have a brief look about what is the Bhava. This is not important and this is not in our syllabus right now. But at this moment, let's have a brief introduction about the Bhava. So once you understand this, if you didn't understand also, don't worry. You can skip this section also. When the astrology is nothing but layering your knowledge on top of each other. When you want to predict exactly or you want a conclusion of something on your analysis, Bhava give you the correct direction. So first thing, before you understand the Bhava, there are the few things you have to understand in our mind. Because this one concept will confuse you like anything. Okay, first thing, when you see the Rasi Chakra is at the moment when you born, this is the snapshot of your sky. When you born at this Earth planet, this is the planetary position when you born. Okay. Is there any doubt at this point? The horoscope which you see, the Rasi Chakra, the natal chart. Is there any doubt on that? that is the moment which you born on this Earth planet, that is the planetary position. Okay, there is no change in it. It's exactly the snapshot. You took a photo of that sky on that moment, that becomes your natal chart. Okay, there is no doubt in it. Okay, let's move on to the second concept, that is called Bhav chart. That means first house, second house, third house, till the 12th house. We learned about this, right? First house represents you, second house family, like that till the 12 houses. That is about your Bhav chart. So that means your Rasi Chakra, the natal chart, it represents exact planetary position when you born. The Bhav chakra shows about your 1 to 12 houses. Okay. Now you combine together these two concepts. When it comes into the Bhav Shalit, there, when you want to see the exaltation, debilitation, or the strength of the planet, all things you have to see in your Rasi chart. There is no other word up. There is no arguments on that. Okay. But when you come into the Bhav Shalit, there is a one small concept here. Consider this person was born on the Dhanur Lagna. Okay. But when you see this, the Bhav Chalit, there is no much difference. So take another one.
Vanita, I have different
You
bhavachali,
have?
if you want. Yeah.
Wow.
July 18, 1964, date of birth.
Wait, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me create a new one. Okay, let me stop the screen. I go to the Jagannath Hora.
You may have it, Muralidhar.
I have it?
Yeah, you have saved it last time.
Oh. Okay, let me see that. Muralidhar. Oh, maybe that was a different laptop. Or you have to give me now.
Okay.
Okay. What is that?
July 18, 1964, 11:30 p.m. July 18.
You see the Jagannath Hora, right?
Yeah.
Okay. July 18, 1964, time?
11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Okay. City?
Place is Honnali, Honnali. Karnataka. Yeah.
Is this correct?
Um,
Looks like only one is coming.
Yeah.
75. Okay. Your Rasi was correct. Meena Lagna.
Yeah. Meena Lagna, everything is
Tula
correct.
Rasi. It looks perfect.
If you look at it, sun moved to 4th house instead of 5th.
Yes, that's an awesome one. Okay. Let's have this wonderful example. Okay, when you see in his Rasi chart, the ascendant was similar in the Bhavchalit as well. So the ascendant is similar, second house is similar, third house is similar, but when comes into the 4th house, Rahu is in the 4th house in his Rasi. But when you see in the Bhavchalit, Sun was moved to the 4th house. So there is first to be understand how it was moving, understand one more thing also. When you understand about the Bhavchalit, there are the two ways the astrologers use. There are the other ways also, but prominently the astrologers use two ways. One is when your Lagna point was starting, they considered this is the point considered. I stop this for a moment and I come back to the PowerPoint again. Second, we'll tell you this one point, then we'll come back there. Okay, we need to start. Okay, consider this is the Meena Lagna. There are the two ways of calculating the Bhavchalit. One is imagine this is the point for an easiest understanding. Consider this is the 28 degree. Okay, 28 degree. The Lagna point was starting at the 28 degree. The first way is they considered this is the starting point. Then they before that one question. This one box contains how many degrees? This one Rashi contains
30.
how many degrees? 30 degrees, right? So when the first method is wherever the Lagna point was starting, they add with the 30 degrees. So that becomes your first house. Okay. Then from there onwards, they add one more 30 degree, that becomes your second house. Like that, it goes on to the 12th house. This is the one method of for the bhavas. There is another method. What they will do, mostly the peoples most of the softwares also using this method. What is that? When your lagna was here, consider similarly your lagna degree is 28 degree. What they will do, they consider this is as the midpoint. So one box is contain 30 degree. So they considered this lagna degree as the midpoint. Then they take the 15 degree from here and 15 degree after this. So this becomes your first house. So from here, 15 degree here, 15 degree here, second house. Like that, it goes on 3, 4, 5, 6, till it comes to 12th house here. This is clear? No? Yes or no?
For me, it is.
What is it?
It's
I said,
clear.
for me, it is clear.
Yes. Okay. That's awesome then. Okay. I believe it will be easy now. So this is the two types of when you are understanding about the bhavas. Okay. Now this is about the bhavas. The confusion part will start now. How it will start? Okay. I go back to the Jagannath Hora.
Manita, extremely sorry, got late.
What is it?
I'm sorry, I said I couldn't join. I went out, so came a little late, so that's sorry.
Oh, we are discussing about the bhavas.
Okay,
I not even completed anything. It
okay.
just started.
Yeah, thanks. But I wanted to
When
say
come-
sorry that I joined late. Yeah.
When comes into the bhavas, now it comes into the conversion part. What is that? Remember one thing, your Rasi chart will going to give you all the strength of your planet, interpretation, exaltation, everything on. But why you need to use the bhavas? When you need to use the bhavas, the moment when the graha, which is in the, for him, right, for this chart, the sun was moved to, in the bhavas, sun was moved to the 4th house. So when you are analyzing, you have to consider, in the pen comes into the 4th house, you have to consider the sun also prominently. When you are thinking about the Maranakaraka Sthana, then go and see if the Maranakaraka Sthana was extended in the Bhavachalit or not. If it does not, don't worry about it. So if that was extended, then you have to look deeper into the Maranakaraka Sthana. Mostly the people will look when they want to understand any of the disease related stuff, they see in the Bhavachalit, they understand whether the particular graha work in the which house particularly. It is in the exact house which is in the Rasi chart, or it is mostly it will be work based on the Bhavachalit only. Okay, let's consider this example. For him, can you take this one? Okay. For him, the sun, which is in the Rasi chart, which is in the 5th house, because his lagna was the Meena lagna, the sun is in the 5th house, moved to the 4th house. So what are the 4th house represent? Is happiness, and the 5th house represents is progeny. So when you are analyzing the thing, okay, now this is the wonderful point. Okay, we already saw that sun is in the 4th house, sun is in the 5th house. Now, whatever we understand earlier, predict this one. When the sun was in the 4th house, sun was in the 5th house. Most of the time, the sun which is in the 4th house will give you the exact prediction for him. You can use the word prediction, but for him, the 4th house sun will give you the exact lifetime events for him. Okay, now understand what is the 4th house sun will do. Anybody? You understand? You remember the 4th house, right? What the 4th house will do? Mother, your happiness, your land, property. Forgot everything. Only 1 week. Yes or no? Okay.
4th house characteristics I knew, but sun in 4th is not, I don't know.
That's okay. But the sun which is in the fourth house, you didn't remember the sun in the fourth house? Okay, give me a second. I will give you the quick revision. Okay, I'm going to the PowerPoint again. Okay, before we getting into the Bhavachalit, let's have a quick revision of the sun. The sun in the first house, mostly they are very well confident, self-motivated. And this person's also self-starter. And when it was in the second house, they have the good financial ability, the accumulation and preservation capacity is high. Importantly, they have the authorities. When it comes into the third house, yes, courageous, ambitious. The courage is outstanding. The opposite people can also observe the vibration. Okay, when it comes into the fourth house, their social relationship is really good. When they become content, when they have the happy family, they feel like this is their life. And they're supportive and the creative in nature. Okay, now this is the point when we are going to compare against with his horoscope. Let's see the sun in the fifth house. Thinking, meditating, speculating, this all comes under the sun in the fifth house. But sun in the fourth house, social relation, content, happy. When you see in the, okay, now I don't know how to share the both screen at the same time. I'm switching to the Jagannath Pura. Okay, now let's see in the Rasi Chakra, the sun is in the fifth house, but the Bhavachalit says the sun is in the fourth house. So now apply the Rahu, which is in the fourth house, along with the sun, apply the similar principle, which is in the fourth house. What the fourth house was saying, keep social relationship is good, content, happy family life, supportive, creative, empathetic, and imaginative and intuitive. Okay, now we'll ask him which one is best suited for him. Okay, which one is best suited for you according to you?
I think the fourth house best suits, because I'm very social, and I'm contented, and the other things are also kind of match more.
That definitely will match. Why? Because when you see in the Bhavachalit, the Graha, which you should not confuse with the Rasi chart and the Bhavachalit chart. Whatever the Graha which is placed in the Rasi chart, that is the exact snapshot. There is no change in that. When you see the Bhavachalit, whatever you're trying to understand, which house it was representing. The sun in the Rasi Chakra, it is in sun in the fifth house, but when you see you in the Bhavachalit, it was in the fourth house itself. So that means when you are seeing, you have to see the fourth house sun qualities only, the characteristic of the fourth house only, fourth house sun. If you apply the fifth house, and then you may argue, okay, if I apply the fifth house sun, it may true or not, possibly sometimes, but most of the time, the Bhavachalit will give you the exact word. Okay, try and see your match with your Bhavachalit and match with your Rasi Chakra. Find out the qualities which is exactly suitable for. If I give me a second. Give me a second. I have to switch on. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Okay. For me, in my birth and then Bhavachalit, my son was in the fifth house, but same will go for the Bhavachalit as well. So for me, if you see sun in the fifth house, it's exactly matching for. Okay. No need to confuse beyond this point for the Bhavachalit. You understand the brief concept about the Bhavachalit. You have to see the Graha which is in the which house. It's in the same house as in the Rasi chart, or the house which is extending or not. There are some other chart you can see. Okay, let me make it as an example here. For example, if the Mercury can extend to this point as well. If I find that kind of the chart, I will show you. I should not want you to confuse here. there are some chart, the graha will extend its houses itself. It will occupy the second house also. It's better to example with the chart. If I come across with that kind of the chart, I will show you as an example. But
Vanita,
at this,
how is that shown here in Jagannath Hora when the planet extends to another house also? How do they show it?
mostly they will mention the same name, like Mercury means the Mercury. But I saw it in a different. I use a different software. Jagannath Pura I used for as a reference. I forgot how it will display. I will check and tell you. But
Sure.
most of the time it will display as in one more time as well. But you can easily identify this one was extended or not. But what does that mean if it was extended? That means that graha which is going to hold the fourth house as well, fifth house as well. If it was not, it was representing in like this. The sun was representing only in the fourth house. Then that's it. Sun was representing. Sun was in fourth house means it going to say you have to explain the sun in the fourth house. But I will give you an example because it was quite confusing to explain the Bhav Chalit, the extendability. I will show you with an example. Okay, currently I didn't have that and I didn't even remember that. I have to say this, otherwise I will come up with an example. Okay, no need to confuse about it. Suppose in case if you didn't understand the Bhav Chalit, don't worry about it. This one you have to be understand. Once you have a deep understanding about the nakshatra, on the top of the layering of the nakshatra, apply this the Bhav Chalit as well. Or you can switch. You apply the layer of the Bhav Chalit first, then apply the knowledge of the nakshatra on top of it. Then the layering was somewhat finished. But at this moment, if you didn't understand the Bhav Chalit, that's totally fine. Okay, we can move on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moving to PowerPoint again. Okay, till fifth house we saw earlier. Now we're moving into the sixth house. Okay, before that, quick review about the sun. Sun other name is Ravi and Surya, and we already know. We lost this. Okay. Sun exalted in the Mesha 10 degree, and the Simha is the own house, and the Mula Trikona is also Simha Rasi, that was a 0 to 20 degree, and the debilitated in the Tula Rasi, that is again the 10 degree. Gender is the men, aspect is this, only one aspect, the seventh aspect, direction is the east, directional stand the south. Malefic, yes, but you should not consider it as the full malefic, consider it as the borderline malefic. Adi Devata is the Nagni, Pratyadi Devata is the Shivan, elements Agni, Dosha is the Pitta Dosha. A man comes into the relationship, Sun, friends with the Moon, Mars, Jupiter, enemies the Venus and the Saturn, neutral to Mercury. Nakshatra, Kritika, Uttara Palguni, Uttarashada. Dasha Priyat, 6 years. Do we understand the first house, second house, third house, fourth, and the fifth? Now we're moving into the sixth house. Okay. Let's see about the sixth house. The sixth house sun is the good one. The people will say, okay, we already understand about 6, 8, and the 12 as the Dustana. But how come the sun which is present in the sixth house becomes the good? Okay, here is the twist. The sun, when it is present in the sixth house, it will give you the understanding about, it will give you the energy of healing ability. Mostly the peoples who are in service industry, probably the healing industry, like doctors, the healers, if they have the sun in the sixth house, their healing ability naturally comes into them. Their body, their energy level have an naturally inbuilt quality to observe the healing ability. If you see some of the people when they touch, your body will be healed automatically. I don't know, you may heard about this. When the Jesus was walking on the road, 360-degree of his aura was expanding, and the people who are suffering will be healed automatically. This is not an exaggerated way because he is in such an Kriya Yogi. So he have an ability to extend his energy level. Okay, why I'm giving you that example? But the sun in the 6th house people, they have the inbuilt healing ability. If they develop it, they are the super healers in the world. Okay, let's come back to here. What is the twist here? If the sun is aspected by the benefic planet, okay, this all will come as a truth. But what will become when the sun was aspected by the malefic planet? It becomes reversed. When the sun was aspected by the malefic planet, whatever you seeing as the good in the sun in the 6th house, it goes in the opposite way. They may not have a good healing ability. They may fall sick. They didn't have a defensive ability. But the people who have the sun in the 6th house, they have the many friends. Same times they have the many enemies. But here is the wonderful thing. Even though they have the number of the enemies, they conquer each and every one of them. But this is only come into true when it was aspected by the benefic planet. Okay. Now let's see what are the other things we have to remember. Service ability, yes, true for sun in the 6th house. Guarding ability, they have the wonderful defensive mechanism. No one can conquer. Because of that, the guarding, soldiering, this is the wonderful job. So if you have a sun in the 6th house and it was aspected by the benefic planets, the best job is for them is guarding or soldiering, particularly if they service in an army, they do a wonderful job. And for the service industries like doctors, healers, sun in the 6th house is best for them. Troubleshooting, defensive mechanism, no one can make the strategy for the defensive. These people can create a wonderful defensive mechanism. Okay, what is about the law in success in lawsuits? If they have number of friends, same time they have the number of the enemies. But if the number of the enemies can ask them to meet in the court also, these people win in the court. They win every lawsuits. But again, I'm telling, this is respected by the benefit, then everything will comes into two. Servicing, guarding, soldiering, healing, improving, troubleshooting, defense, success in the lawsuits. Everything comes into picture when the sun in the 6th house respected by the benefit. Okay, there is one more point we have to remember here. The sun have how many aspects? 1, 2,
Only
3,
one.
4. Only one, right? Which is the 7th house.
7.
Now take an example of this one. Sun is this is the chart for the Mesha Lagna. And the 6th house become Kanni, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay, now the sun aspect of which house? Which Rashi?
Jupiter, Meena Rasi.
Meena Rasi. That becomes your 12th house. Okay. So whatever the graha which is in here, this is also have the 7th aspect.
Yes.
Right? So when the sun, which is aspecting the 12th house, that is, the sun already is in the Dusthana, aspecting again the Dusthana, it kind of give you some kind of goodness in your life. But if in case this is the benefic planet, consider here the Jupiter was here. Consider here the Jupiter was here. Then it's all good. Whatever the things which I mentioned here, it will comes to true. But here is a worst point. Jupiter in the 12th house is not a good one because the auspicious planet, which is in the 12th house, most of its energy, which is hidden, the Jataka will tend to receive half of the amount only. So that's why we have to see the entire horoscope. But right now we are zooming into only one thing, that is the sun in the 6th house. So additionally, one point is benefic planet. But remember one thing, whenever you see one plus point, automatically there is another minus point will come. Example, now
Libra.
Tula.
Tula
Okay,
and sun is debilitated in Tula.
exactly. Okay, now here is one trick I will tell you before we discussing about this. Suppose how you can easily identify the 7